Lantern Over the Meadow. In a quiet little town called Harmony, nestled in a valley where rolling meadows stretched out under a wide Midwestern sky, there lived a young carpenter named Ethan. His small workshop, filled with the scent of sawdust and pine, was once a place of joy. Every morning, Ethan would pause at his workbench, close his eyes, and pray to Jesus, feeling a warmth in his heart like the first rays of dawn. His faith was like a sturdy oak rooted deep in his soul. But life, as it often does, brought storms. His orders for his furniture dwindled, his savings ran thin, and the loss of his grandmother, the one who taught him to pray, left a void he couldn't fill. Doubt crept in like shadows at dusk. Is Jesus really there? Ethan wondered. Does he still care about me? One crisp autumn evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the meadow in hues of amber and gold, Ethan wandered down a dirt path toward the edge of town. The crickets sang softly, and the air carried the sweet scent of hay. He felt lost, his heart heavy, as if he were carrying a sack of stones. At the old wooden bridge over Harmony Creek, he met Miss Clara, a kind-eyed woman with silver hair and a smile that seemed to hold the secrets of 1,000 sunsets. She carried a lantern, its soft glow flickering like a star against the twilight. "Ethan, honey," Miss Clara said, her voice as warm as a quilt on a chilly night. "You look like you're carrying the weight of the world. Want to hear a little story about finding your way back to joy?" Ethan shrugged, his hands stuffed in his jacket, but something in Miss Clara's gentle tone made him nod. She reached into her woven basket and pulled out a shiny red apple, its surface catching the lantern's light. "Now take this apple," she said, "and walk through town with it in your hand. Don't let it fall, no matter how bumpy the road gets. But here's the catch. You gotta smile at everyone you pass, even if your heart feels like it's breaking." Ethan raised an eyebrow, unsure if this was some kind of small-town prank, but Miss Clara's eyes twinkled with kindness, so he took the apple, its cool weight grounding him. As he set off through Harmony, the cobblestone streets felt uneven under his boots. His first smile, offered to a group of kids playing tag, was forced, like pulling a rusty gate open. But the kids grinned back, one of them tossing him a wave so enthusiastic it nearly knocked him off balance. At the town square, he smiled at Mrs. Jenkins, who ran the bakery. She handed him a warm sugar cookie, saying, "God bless you, Ethan. You're looking brighter today." By the time he passed the old hardware store, his smile felt less like a chore and more like a reflex. The folks of Harmony, neighbors, friends, strangers, met his smiles with their own, their warmth weaving a quiet magic around him. When he returned to the bridge, the apple still safe in his hand, he found himself smiling for real, a lightness in his chest he hadn't felt in months. Miss Clara was waiting, her lantern glowing softly, casting golden ripples on the creek below. "Well now," she said, chuckling like she'd known the outcome all along. "Well now, you see, Ethan, life's a lot like carrying that apple. It's full of bumps and twists, but if you can find it in you to smile, to share a little light with others, you'll find joy creeping back, quiet as a whisper." Ethan sat on the bridge's railing, the apple still in his hand, and let out a sigh. "Miss Clara, I want to believe that, but I feel so lost. I've been praying, but it's like Jesus isn't listening. I don't even know if I believe anymore." Miss Clara set down her lantern, its glow steady despite the evening breeze. "Oh, Ethan," she said, her voice soft as a lullaby. "Your faith might feel like it's flickering, but Jesus hasn't gone anywhere. He said in John 8:12, 'I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life.' That light's still in you, honey, even if it feels dim right now. It's like this lantern, small but strong enough to guide you through the darkest night." She told him a story she'd read in the Bible about a prodigal son in Luke 15:32 who wandered far from home, lost in his own mistakes, but found his father waiting with open arms when he returned. "Jesus is like that father," Miss Clara said, her words wrapping around Ethan like a warm blanket. "He's waiting for you, not with judgment, but with love. You're never too far gone for him to reach you." Ethan felt a lump in his throat. He thought of words he'd seen online once, in a comment under a video about happiness. "You are not alone. You are loved." Those words echoed in his mind, mingling with Miss Clara's story. Maybe Jesus had been speaking to him all along, through the kids' waves, Mrs. Jenkins' cookie, the quiet beauty of the meadow. Maybe his faith wasn't gone, just buried under the weight of his doubts. That night, Ethan knelt by his bed in his small apartment above the workshop. The moonlight spilled through the window, silver and soft, like a promise. "Jesus," he whispered, "I've been wandering, feeling like I've lost you. Please show me the way back. Light my path again." His prayer was simple, but it flowed from his heart, honest and raw, like a stream finding its way home. In the days that followed, Ethan took small steps, like planting seeds in the meadow. Each morning, he read a verse from the Bible, starting with Psalm 23. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." The words felt like a song, soothing his soul. He joined a small Bible study group at Harmony's Little White Church, where folks shared stories of their own struggles and hopes. One woman, Mrs. Thompson, talked about how she found joy in knitting scarves for the homeless shelter, saying it made her heart feel full. It reminded Ethan of something else he'd read online, someone who grew watermelons to give away, finding happiness in others' smiles. Inspired, Ethan started carving small wooden toys, tiny horses, spinning tops, and leaving them on the doorsteps of kids in town. Each time he saw a child's face light up, it was like a spark reigniting the lantern in his heart. There were still days when doubt crept in, when the workshop felt too quiet, or when the pain of loss stung like a winter wind. But Ethan learned to lean into those moments. He'd remember the the smiles, the lantern's glow. He'd pray, sometimes just a whisper, "Jesus, help me see your light." And he'd think of John 16:33, where Jesus said, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." Those words were like a steady hand on his shoulder, guiding him forward. Months passed, and Harmony's meadows bloomed with wildflowers, each petal a testament to spring's quiet promise. Ethan's faith wasn't the blazing fire it once was, but it didn't need to be. It was a lantern's glow, small, steady, unwavering. He knew Jesus walked with him through every storm, every doubt, every quiet moment of joy. When he felt lost, he'd close his eyes, picture the meadow under starlight, and hear Miss Clara's voice. "Share a little light, Ethan, and you'll find your way." And so, as the crickets sang and the stars twinkled over Harmony, Ethan learned to trust again. He smiled at the challenges, gave thanks for the small blessings, the scent of pine, the laughter of children, the warmth of a friend's kind word. He prayed, he loved, he lived, knowing Jesus was his light, always there, always shining. If you're feeling lost tonight, let your heart rest. Picture a lantern glowing softly in a meadow, its light warm and true. Whisper a prayer to Jesus, even if it's just a single word. Smile at the world, even if it's hard. You are loved, you are enough, and His light will guide you home. Close your eyes, breathe deep, and let sleep wrap you in peace, like a meadow under moon.